Hello, Summit. Good evening and welcome back. So in this tutorial, I want to teach us more on kids clothing. Now, in my previous videos I've done some introductions, but this video I want to be well detailed or more detailed so that you can understand all about kids clothing. I believe most people will be needing this video to make clothes for their children, especially during this seasonal period. So the first thing you understand is the areas of measurement. Now, the same way we measure adults is also the same way we measure kids. There is no difference method in taking their measurements. You must take every part of the measurements very seriously. So here on the board, I have the chest 31, the shoulder 14, sleeve length 17, round sleeve 12 for the biceps, 11 for the elbow, 8 for the wrist, neck is 13, top length is 28. Now for the waist, we are making back elastic or rope. That's why I do not measure or put value on the waist. Now the hip 32, lap is 17, knee is 14, ankle is 12, length of trouser is 30. Now one of the things you should understand here is that when your measurements are correct, they will correspond, like they will match or they will tally. So what are the things you will use to know that your measurements are correct at this stage? Now bear in mind that the shoulder measurement and the neck are always almost the same value. That's one secret about kids clothing, right? The measurement of the shoulder and the neck are almost 1 inch difference or 1.5 inch difference. That's one thing. Then if you divide the value of your chest by 4, it will be equal to or a bit bigger than the shoulder over 2. If you divide the chest over 4, it will be equal to or a bit bigger than the shoulder over 2, right? These are the things we see frequently for children. Now for the trouser, if you divide the hip by 4, it will be either exact or a bit bigger than the lap measurement divided by 2. So let's get into this properly. So don't forget to ask your questions in the comment section, so that I will know when or where to come in more if this video did not answer your questions. So let's get to the main drafting proper. This will be a very detailed video, so do well to watch at the very end. And sorry for the long video I will be making right here, but this is the only way I know how to teach so that I don't miss anything. So the first thing you will do is to always iron your fabric. So I highly recommend steam iron. If you want your jobs to be more professional, neat, well finished, I recommend steam iron for your ironing. This helps to make the fabric to be soft and relaxed, unlike the dry cell that drops shiny effects on the outfit. So having done this, now the next you will do is to always mark out your baselines with your help of your long or stretch rule. You carefully place it this way and mark out your side line. You mark out your side line. So place it this way and mark out your lines. So once your side line has been marked out, you also mark out your baseline. So your baseline must also be properly marked out. Then after this, the next you will do is you put 2 inches here for the hemming or folding of this trouser, right? You put 2 inches here for the hemming or folding of the trouser. You also mark the line. After this, you apply the length of the trouser, which you have to be 30, right? The trouser length is 30. So you mark 30. There will be no addition or subtraction from the length of the trouser. You mark 30. So make sure you mark it all through this way. You mark 30 inches from here. And after you have done this, you connect the line from here, connect the line from here or through this way. So once the line has been connected or through this way, now the next thing you will do here is to get the crotch. From the hip we have, hip is 32, divide by 4, the answer is 8. So you're going to mark 8 inches here. No reduction, no addition. Mark 8 inches, whatever you have on your hip. As long as your measurements are correct, you must use it. So here I have my set of my rule drafting master pattern. So I will recommend you get this. I got this from online, so you can check your local store to see where you can get this for tailor drafting, right? It says pair of French cuffs for fashion designers. So you mark your your crotch depth this way. So once your crotch depth has been marked, now the next you get is your knee point. So how do you get your knee point? Measure from the crotch depth to your ankle line 22, divide the distance into 2, 11, and come up by 2. That's 9 to get the knee line of your kid. From the crotch depth to the ankle line, divide by 2 and minus 2 inches from there. So this gave me 22. Divided by 2 is 11, minus 2 is 9. So I mark at 9. So make sure I double mark to make sure I have a straight line. So I am trying to, be more detailed. So you carefully, please make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel as well. So this is it. And you have your waistline, ankle line, crotch depth, and knee line and ankle line. Waistline, crotch depth, knee line and ankle line, and then your hemming line. After this, you apply your hip 32, which is 8 inches here. You apply 8 inches and extra. You can add 2 inches here or 1 3/4. For children, you can use 1 3/4. So I'm using 1 3/4, right? For the extra addition, 1 3/4. Now remember, I told us that we are not going to mark our waistline because we are making the trouser to be our back elastic and front rope, right? So here we place this way, but then there is another type of trouser I want us to use. We are going to use the pattern of trouser that there's no elastic, but it's still a rope. It's easier, it's faster, it's still very much as good. So I will show you how to install that. It will have zip as well, right? So now for that particular type of trouser, I will reduce the waist measurement by like 1/2 inch. I will slope it this way. But if you're making full children's back elastic and rope, you can still make the use of the waist circumference and go all through this way, the hip circumference, and go all through to the waistline. So whichever one you want to do, there's no problem, as long as you have a rope or elastic at the back or the trouser. It will help to adjust it to their feet. So here, let's just continue straight so that there won't be much confusion. So here you continue in this form, and then after which you measure from the total inch here. This is almost 10, this is 9 3/4. So let's just call it 10. Let's just call it 10 this way. Then the midpoint is 5, right? So transfer the measurements all through to the knee line, 5. Transfer to the ankle line as well, 10, 5, this way. And then you continue from here, and go all through this way. You can use a straight line or a disjointed line, whichever one you want to use, there's no problem. So you bring out the rulers, so that you get the ones that you're looking for. So here, you place it this way, connect from that extension with a curve to this very point. And then the knee we have is a knee measurement of 14, that's 7. So from the center point, 3.5 on both sides. So you mark 3.5 on both sides of this, 3.5 on both sides. Now the ankle is 12, that's 6, that's 3 inches on both sides as well. 3 inches on both sides as well. So that's for that. Then you continue this way. You continue this way. And then the next thing you will do is your thin hip cuff. You know, it has the thin waist, so use it for children. So continue from this, join from here to this very point, and then join from here as well. Make sure it laps properly to this very point. So make sure it's blending, right? It must blend nicely. And then adjust it to this point, join to this point, and then join as well to this very point. As you can see how perfect this looks already, even without you are seeing it already, right? You see how perfect this outfit looks already. So the next you will do here is you apply the pockets. So for children, how do you get the pocket point? So simply measure from the waistline to the crotch depth this way, divide the distance into 2 equal parts, and add extra 1 inch. That's the best way to get the pocket size. Measure from the waistline to the crotch depth, divide the distance into 2 equal parts, and then drop by 1 inch. So here is 8, by 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. So here you mark at 5. That's the simplest formula you can see anywhere on the internet. So you get the pocket point, right? You get the pocket point. And after this, the next you will do is to get your pocket width, which is use 2 inches for the boy. And we are going to slope the front panel by 0.5, right? 0.5 is the sloping effect. So here you slope outrightly. So whether you are putting back elastic or you are doing all right round rope, just follow this method and draft your trouser. You will still get the same fit, right? The extensions we are going to do will be at the back. So when we now get to the back, we will now see how the back panel will be drafted. So for now, let us start the cutting process of this front panel. Alright, so here we are done with the front panel. So now it's time for us to cut the back panel. So now the back panel, this is where I think I will also explain more. Now, if you are doing back elastic and front rope, this front panel will still work for you, do you get? But if you are doing the one I was trying to say initially, that we are going to put rope right round, you will cut the band differently. But then on this particular outfit that I want to I'm teaching you here, the same front panel works for both types of trouser, you know. So but the only different thing here is that if you're doing back elastic, you are going to raise or join the band from the back panel. So invariably, I'm trying to say that for the back elastic, all you need to do is to raise the back panel by 3 inches or 3.5. So the band of the back panel will be cut together with the back panel, right? So, but since I said I am not doing that, we are doing all right round rope, you know, so that it gives them room to grow, or whichever one you want to do is still, there's no problem. But I think I prefer this on natives. So here we are going to mark extra 2 inches on the crotch points, and here 1.5, 1.5, right? So drop it just that way, and then connect in twos. Connect the first one to the second one, the second one to the third one to the last one. It goes all through that way. And then if you're doing back elastic, remember I told us that you will raise it by 4 inches or 3.5, and then the extension you add at the back panel will be 2 inches for back elastic and front rope. But since we are doing the one I just said, that we are going to use just the rope right round, so we are going to back 1.5 inch at the back waist, and here you mark 1.75 at the back hip region, and then it goes all through this way. So now the raising at the back will be 1 inch or 1.5, still depending on the size of the boy. So this is how you raise the back panel. It's a bit curvy, right? It goes a bit curvy, so you mark here as well, and then with the help of your hip curve, you connect this way, and then that's all you need to do. Then you cut out the panel. Don't forget that I said if you're doing back elastic, you will raise here by 3.5 or 4. So the raising will be a total raising. It goes all through this way. Let me use disjointed lines to show, right, for the raising. So the back panel will have this nature. You get the back area, we have this kind of height. It goes from to the very end and go all through this way. So I hope you can see that. But if you are doing the one I'm doing now, you just raise to the end of this point. So let's cut as well. So do well to like this video, please. Give this video a thumbs up, because it took me a whole lot to calm down to create this video for you guys. Even though I'm having serious headache, but I still have to create this content for you so that you can learn and make this during the seasonal period for your children, and even for your clients. You can use it as well to make money and put food on your table, than paying a whole lot elsewhere to learn this from anybody. These things can be learned online if you follow Mr. Redefined on YouTube, and even in my personal mentorship classes. These videos will be taught as well, even in a more detailed manner. So if you have interest to join my mentorship class, do well to message the number on the screen, and then send them a Telegram message or WhatsApp message, and you will be added to the group. Bear in mind, it's not a free class, it's a paid class for a mentorship program. 6 months, I have for 6 months, I have for 3 months, I have for 1 year, so you can join anytime you wish. Anytime you're seeing this video, the class runs concurrently, meaning that anytime you come, you can join us. So this is the front and the back panel of our kids trouser. So the rest of the components will be cut as well. So if I happen to receive enough likes, shares, and comments, I will post the tutorial video on the sewing aspect of this. But however, for those of us whom are smart enough, can still sew this from here. The major thing here you have is the skirting aspect. The sewing is not a major problem, which you can use the regular way we sew adult outfit to sew this as well. It will still give you the same result once you know you're finishing very well. So differentiate the front and back by simply dropping chalks on the outfit this way. So the next we are going to cut now is the band, the all right round band. So I think this would be better done with the fabric. So this one will not be enough to go right round. So I will, okay, let's use this. Let's see if this will give us the 2 bands. So let's use this. So for the 2 bands, we are going to cut at 3.5. Let's cut at 3.5. 3.5. Now bear in mind that there is no limit to the band height, but you can do the band to be moderate so that it doesn't get too big. So this will enter another 3.5. Okay, it won't be enough, so I will use another fabric all together to do this. For the rope, so I'm marking 3.5 inches, then connecting these lines together, then cut it out, right? So I will cut it out. That's all for now.